We know where they blend this in. Some of the terminals, some of the NNPC people, and some, traders have opened a blending plant somewhere off Malta. We all know these areas. We know what they are doing. It's not that we don't know. And really, like what I said, I've been fighting all my life. Somebody now said, okay, Mr. Dangote, I heard that, some people came to your hotel to ask of your name and you don't know who they are. I say, yes, they did. But look, I am a very, very fearless person. I believe so much in God and I don't fear anybody. They can do whatever that they want, and I am not scared. I will fight head on. It's not a question of this, so they can do whatever that they like.
The Dangote Refinery project has been a topic of interest and controversy in Nigeria. Despite the government claim of supporting the project, a thieving cabal and a government insensitivity to developing the oil sector have hindered its progress. Any issue in the petroleum industry should be given a full attention because Nigeria is a mono-economic country. Petroleum is our major source of revenue in this country. If anything happens to the production of our petroleum, it will affect Nigeria negatively. Therefore, it is okay to say that the reason why Nigeria is not progressing as a country is because of the corruption in politics and the corruption in the petroleum industry. Africa's richest man Dangote is at the heat of the moment because his refinery that he built with over $20 billion is about to be crumbled. It's about to be taken away from him by the cabals, by the power that be in this country, by the people that have refused to allow the petroleum industry in this country to flourish. He has, however, promised to expose the rots in the petroleum industry. In this video, we are going to dive into issues surrounding the Dangote refinery, the fuel subsidy, non-functioning of the 4 refineries, reliance on importation, and the value Dangote refinery brings. Additionally, this video will highlight the devastation caused by the cabal and government insensitivity and profile solution. Work with me. Nigeria's fuel subsidy regime has been a contentious issue, with government spending billions of dollars annually. Meanwhile, the 4 state-owned refineries has been non-functional, leading to reliance on importation. This has resulted in significant drain on the country's resources and a loss of potential revenue. The $20 billion Dangote refinery, a 650,000 barrel per day integrated refinery and petrochemical complex, is a game changer for Nigeria's oil sector. It will reduce reliance on importation, create jobs, and increase government revenue. However, a thieving cabal and a government insensitivity seems to be threatening this noble move to end fuel subsidy and corruption in the oil industry. A powerful cabal has been working to frustrate the Dangote refinery project, prioritizing their interests over the country's development. The government insensitivity to developing the oil sector has further exacerbated the issue. Coming from the NNPC and Chief Executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, supposed shareholders and regulators of the Dangote refinery speak volume of the level of rot and resolve of these rogues not to give the refinery a chance to survive. Perhaps the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, a suspected front for those against the working of the refineries, had claimed that the 650,000 barrels Dangote refinery located in Lagos State, which was opened in December 2023, is still at its pre-commissioning stage. Ahmed has stated that the Dangote refinery stands at 45% completion. He also affirmed that the quality of the refinery's $19 billion product is markedly inferior to imported alternative. Dangote has since rejected the claims that the petroleum product from his refineries were substandard. The business mogul, while speaking with a delegation of House of Rep members led by Speaker Sabotage and Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, said the comments of Farouk Ahmed are targeted at soiling the reputation of his refinery. During the visit, Dangote ordered his team to test diesel product from his refinery and diesel brought from other stations at the laboratories. The result, according to Dangote, showed that the sulfur content in the diesel from other stations was above 2,631 and 1,829, much higher than the recommended level, while the test for the flash points shows results of 26 and 63 respectively for the diesel from other stations. Both results fell short of the recommended minimum of 66. It is in the contention of ultimatum that Engineer Ahmed is driven by self-interest in audaciously pushing for continued importation of product rather than supporting domestic production. A lot of NNPC and regulatory officials are making quick bucks from importation of petroleum product, and they do not want to let go. These NNPC guys, they've grown too rich in the corrupt and opaque oil importation and oil swap business, so much that they don't even want government-owned refineries to work. They profit from endless turnaround maintenance programs that produce no result. Yet those comatose refineries have full complement of workers receiving salaries and other emoluments year after year. Farouk is not even bothered that the country has lost billions by exporting crude oil and continuously importing refined products. All that matters to these people is their bank account, Etim said. A regulatory authority that talks down on domestic producers and denigrates in-country production effort in preference for continued importation is either incompetent or corrupt, or both. No matter how wobbly domestic producers are, or irrespective of the nascency of the level of domestic production, a regulator's main objective should be to offer guidance, enabling environment, incentive and encouragement to help the operators succeed. That's how Taiwan moved from being producers of inferior goods to becoming a major producer of chips and semiconductors. Bangladesh moved from being the poverty capital of the world in the 1980s to being a major producer and exporter of clothing, even though the country has no single cotton field. Vietnam moved from being a producer of tennis shoes to becoming a major producer of computer chips. The chaebols of South Korea grew due to government support. I don't even want to mention China. These people in NNPC do not want to end their lucrative subsidy scam, and I don't think they will end it. But as a nation, if we do not thank Dangote for what he has done as an African to deal a hammer blow to the multinationals and the retinal system, and for the structural change in this economy through value added in various sectors, we should not condemn him. The NNPC and other agencies are not alone in their bid to frustrate the Dangote refinery. The international oil companies and even the CBN are co-conspirators. Dangote, the wealthiest individual in Africa, has been heard severally attacking international oil companies, IOCs, operating in Nigeria of planning to ensure the failure of the refining facility. He said the multinationals were deliberately frustrating the refinery's efforts to buy local crude by jacking up premium price above the market price, thus hindering his effort to meet the 650,000 barrels per day. The attitude of these IOCs has forced Dangote to import crude from countries as far as the US with the attendant high cost. Dangote has also accused the Nigerian Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority for granting import license indiscriminately to marketers to import dirty refined products into the country. Dangote has gone further to say that it seems that the IOC's objective is to ensure that the petroleum refineries fail in Nigeria. It is either they are deliberately asking for a ridiculous and homogeneous premium, or they simply state that crude is not available. It is obvious that the IOC's objective is to ensure that Nigeria remains a country which exports crude oil and imports refined petroleum products. They are keen on exporting the raw materials to their home countries, creating employment and wealth for their countries, adding to their gross domestic product, and dumping the expensive refined product into Nigeria, thereby making Nigeria dependent on imported products. Aliko Dangote has, however, criticized the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) of raising the interest rate to nearly 30%. Aliko Dangote has expressed concern over the impact of the current interest rate regime on job creation and the growth of the manufacturing sector. Nobody can create jobs with an interest rate of 30%. No growth will happen, Dangote stated, highlighting the challenges faced by manufacturers in competing and expanding under such conditions. He also called for new policies to protect domestic industry and urged the government to provide an enabling environment for existing businesses, particularly manufacturers, to thrive. These cabals in this country, they have caused a devastation to the economy, and the government insensitivity has hindered progress. They are contributing to the inability of the nation's 4 refineries to work and has led to the losses due to subsidy and oil theft. Nigeria lost an estimated $10.7 billion annually to fuel subsidy between 2009 and 2020. In 2022, the government spent around 10 billion naira on fuel subsidy, which accounted for 40% of the country revenue. Nigeria experienced significant losses due to crude oil theft, with an estimated $46.16 billion lost between 2009 and 2020. The combined losses due to the subsidy and oil theft amount to approximately $56.86 billion between 2009 and 2020. These figures highlight the significant financial burden of subsidy and oil theft on Nigeria's economy. These are the very issues the Dangote Refinery seeks to address, but the thieving cabal and benefiting government officials won't let that happen. The value proposition of the Dangote Refinery are legion. The refinery will produce 650,000 barrels of oil per day, making Nigeria self-sufficient in fuel production and ending the country's reliance on imported fuel. The refinery will create over 30,000 jobs during construction and operation, contributing to Nigeria's economic growth and development. The refinery will generate significant revenue for the government through taxes, royalties and other payments involving billions of dollars. The refinery will produce high-quality fuel that meets international standards, reducing environmental pollution and improving air quality. Also, the refinery will reduce Nigeria's fuel imports, saving the nation billions of dollars, contribute to Nigeria's economic growth by increasing the country's GDP and stimulating economic activity, serve as a regional hub for fuel production, supplying fuel to other West African countries. In addition, the refinery is a private sector investment that demonstrates the potential for private sector investment in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. It will bring in new technology and expertise, transferring skills and knowledge to Nigerian engineers and technicians, will contribute to Nigeria's economic diversification, reducing the country's reliance on a single revenue source. Overall, the Dangote Refinery is a strategic investment that will transform Nigerian oil and gas sector, promote economic growth, and improve the country's energy security. The government must support the Dangote Refinery project, dismantle the cabal, develop the oil sector, end fuel subsidy and importation, as well as privatize the non-functional refineries. The Dangote Refinery project is a beacon of hope for Nigeria's oil sector. However, a thieving cabal and government insensitivity have hindered its progress. It's high time the government stop playing with the economy of Nigeria, should step into this matter, dismantle this thieving cabal, develop the oil sector, end this fuel subsidy scam, privatize the non-functional refineries. By doing so, Nigeria can unlock its full potential and become a leading player in the global oil industry. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.